Okay, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, happy Monday, man. Top of the week. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. Great start of the
Interesting.
week.
Hey, dude, did I tell you? So I received an invite. Well, I was in a Discord group for TradingView. Okay, the group and there was nothing there for me. Right, so I decided to leave. But for some
Yeah.
reason, some lady in there, some chick decided to start messaging me, bro. I told you about this over the weekend, right?
Was she fine?
She was, bro. She was. But the thing's like, I don't know this one. Anyway, bro, strange times to be alive. But I don't know what she is, but hey, I don't know, man.
Maybe she's trying to find love in all the strange places.
Hey, man. You know, sometimes it's gonna be called crypto love. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Sometimes these things happen. I don't know what it is, man. But whatever. We'll see what happens, man. Let's jump into the show, man. I'm excited for this. Welcome back to the Yas Daily Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Look at that Bitcoin dominance. Interesting stuff going on, man. Let's roll right into it. How is it looking?
So both Etherum and Bitcoin lost their dominance this over the weekend.
Of course.
On token metrics, it's actually the Bitcoin dominance is down to 39.08.
Yeah, I think it was a bit
Good.
further down before it moved up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Ethereum was at 19.
It was.
Now it's at 18.9.
That's dropped as well. Hey,
Yeah, so that has dropped as well.
my scribble analysis on Ethereum, man, is working like clockwork. It's incredible.
We should call it scribble technical analysis.
Scribble
so that people don't think we just scribble it.
Hey, okay, we're doing technical analysis and we're scribbling on it. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to say scribble technical analysis because it takes too long. So I just call it scribble analysis.
Keep it short and simple, huh?
Hey, look, man, we're innovators over here, bro. You know what I mean? We remix whatever we want to. Right. So Bitcoin, man, down to 43K. I didn't see that one coming, I'll be honest.
No, we said it was gonna go down, but I didn't know it was
Yeah, I thought,
42,000
dude,
now.
I was thinking 45, right? But then again, Elon happened once more. No one knows what this guy is doing, but there's a lot of people mad at him, and we'll talk about it in a bit. But let's jump into
I want
ahead.
to add more shares, by the way, because I think we
On
had
what?
some entry points around 35 and 40 something.
For
So I think
Bitcoin.
yeah.
No, I think absolutely it's worth it. It's ultimately
Yeah.
going to go up. That's for sure.
Yep. And Ethereum too, based on our scribbles.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
here's the interesting thing. I used to be all about Ethereum, and I'm still about Ethereum. I think Ethereum is still going to fly. But dude, Cardano is my number one right now, man.
Yeah, I've been adding to my Cardano because
Yeah.
I can actually buy more easily than I can with Ethereum.
Look, man, I would YOLO on Cardano. It's a matter of time, just wait on it, because some of the things they're doing is just absolutely incredible, man. Especially, well, actually, we can talk about it for a bit before we jump into the article here. The stuff they're doing in Africa, have you seen that?
Oh yeah. It's quite revolutionary, and
Right.
I think if the people understand what the objectives is, it's
Right.
definitely gonna be pushing or getting a lot of people out of poverty.
Definitely. So I'm just going to give people a quick rundown. For those who don't know, Cardano has been working with some African governments to bring
Yep.
a lot of people online, right? And one of the things that they're doing, of course, I think Ethiopia is going to be sort of adopting it as a currency.
Ethiopia and Maldives,
Yes, and I think
no, Maldives is
Tanzania is in
quite-
there too,
Tanzania as well. Yeah.
right? But one of the things they're doing is they have this platform called Atala Prism, right? And what it is an educational platform where the first phase, they're going to try to get at least 5 million people on there. Mind you, there is 4 billion people who are still offline, unbanked, you know what I mean? Just kind of hanging out. The first phase of this program, they're going to get 5 million people onto it. This includes like 700,000 teachers over across 3,500 schools in Africa, right? And what this does is like it tracks students' performance as well as the teachers. So as you're going through school, you have you and your teacher, you can kind of see how you're performing, where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, and they can kind of like tailor your education towards that direction. And by the time you graduate going into college, you'll be able to find a best fit college based on your strengths. That's better than just taking a final test and then that's what determines if
Yeah.
you're smart or not.
Yeah, based on just Yeah, it's not connected. It's like education, like current education that we're getting right now does
Right.
not really define who you are. And with
Exactly.
the technology, you're able to track your record through your childhood, through your high school days, so
Yeah.
that you can see what you're proficient at. So that when you're going towards college, you're going
Right.
towards college towards what your skill sets are, what your skills, your
Your
strengths
strengths,
basically.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this is beautiful because what it is, it's a different approach. From the time I was born to now, man, we've always seen donations going into Africa, and for one reason or another, we've not had that level of improvement. But this is giving the tools for the people to pull themselves out of that situation, right?
Yeah.
And
The one the,
go ahead.
the one I was looking at the most is the financial banking, where
Ooh,
for you to take a bank loan is almost 82% of your actual business operation.
isn't that
For you to be
crazy?
able to take, yeah, and they're already working on that as well. I think Ethiopia has that project going right now.
Right.
I think that's gonna be major,
Oh,
major.
listen, man, I'm buying more Cardano. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. I love it. So my first article here, man, Vitalik Buterin burned $6 billion worth of Doge driver Shiba Inu, right? Um, for those who've been following this, Shiba Inu is sort of like a competition to Dogecoin, right? And the creators of Shiba Inu donated 50% of the coins to Vitalik's wallet, but then he sent most of it to India to help with COVID relief, and then he burned about 90% of what was left. Now, what that means is when you burn coins, you're removing them from circulation, and all this does is it increases demand. As you can see, your
And
Shiba
value
Inu
as
has
well.
probably exactly increases value. So you may have seen your Shiba Inu has jumped up a bit in price. I don't know. Of course, there's the Shiba Inu DEX that is coming. I think, hey man, bullish as ever. It's not for everyone, but I'm loving it. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. When I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, is this bad news or is this good news? But then after you and I spoke, and I think I get a better understanding of
Absolutely.
yeah, the objective here.
It's a beautiful one. It's not clear yet, but it's in there. And I'm not even going to go too deep into this because this is Elon again and the whole market crashing. Um, there's a petition going around for Elon to sell all his Bitcoin.
I think I told you a while back that what the big farms want us to do is turn against Elon,
Right.
and they tend to want to be looking successful on it about it right now.
Right.
But it's Elon should, the best thing for Elon to do is just keep quiet. They're coming after him to just turn the people that support him against him, and if he's smart, he should be working more on Doge and showing them that he's still got
Hey.
their back.
Exactly. But here's the thing. I don't think that he needs to be destroying Bitcoin. Ultimately, Bitcoin is going to move up. I don't think what he's doing is going to have a lasting
Yo,
impact on
they
Bitcoin.
they they destroyed Tesla. They destroyed SpaceX. Of
Right.
course,
Well, this is
it's going to destroy them on Bitcoin.
this is
You
true.
want to
This
screw me
is
over?
true.
I screw you over too.
Well, Tesla stock is not doing so hot right now either. So,
Dude,
hey,
it's not him. Like, come on, man. It's oversold on freaking Tesla Model 3, and
right.
its numbers look great, but the stock is still going down.
This is true.
Come on.
This is true. He beats earnings every time. So there is that happening. There is that happening. Interesting times for sure. We're moving on here to Coinbase. You sent this article. Talk to us,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's just Houston, we got a problem. I think it's temporary. They just had the issue with the 2.0.2 version of it, and
Yeah.
I've been having some issues with my Coinbase with transfers or transfers or withdrawals
Yeah.
being super delayed,
Just
and
transactions in general. Yeah.
just transactions in general. So I was thinking this might be a little bit associated with that, but who knows?
Hey, I think it, they've been working on this 2.0 thing for a while now. The interesting thing is the guys who created Cardano, and we're back to Cardano again, worked to build Ethereum to what it is today. But Ethereum was proof of work, right? Which is something that everyone is trying to get away from right now. But Cardano was built from the ground up as proof of stake. And that is exactly what Ethereum is trying to do right now, which apparently it did not go so well. I think it's called the Berlin launch.
Yep.
It did not go so well. And so they're still working on getting to that proof of stake. As of now, man,
Yeah.
I just think Cardano is looking really strong. And I won't be surprised if it surpasses Ethereum at some point here. right?
Yeah,
Now,
what I did with my shares was I think I sold them and I just bought more Cardano instead
more
of
Cardano.
transfer or withdrawing it.
Oh, this the Coinbase shares.
Yep.
Hey, look, man, I think that this could have gone differently for Coinbase, right? Which is really takes us into your next article here.
Yeah.
They were profitable in the first quarter. Tell us more.
Yeah. This was one of your picks. I think a week back or so.
It was.
And
It was.
revenue uptake is definitely good news for them.
Right.
But you and I were discussing that they have a lot more competition in the market. They were just one of the first to go to market.
This is true.
To IPO.
Right.
So what happens once competition comes? That's the only question I have.
I think crypto.com is going to take them down. Not necessarily take them down, but it's going to surpass them for sure.
But you and I have had the conversation about the speed.
Yeah.
Coinbase Pro versus Coinbase versus Crypto.com.
Right.
Crypto.com is is user friendly. Coinbase Pro has more I don't even know now, but I would rather use Coinbase Pro than use Coinbase.
Well, Coinbase Pro is great, especially transaction fees are super low on there, right? But my thing is, there's a wider variety of coins on Crypto.com. Now, if Coinbase would have acted quicker, because they were being a little bit bougie, to be honest, man, not wanting to list a bunch of coins. But now that they have this competition and all of their competitions are ready to list all these coins, now they're trying to rush to catch up to that, right? Say Dogecoin, for example. It's a bit disappointing that you cannot buy it on Coinbase, and it's still going to take 6 to 8 weeks before people can get it on there. Meanwhile, you can get it on Crypto.com.
Yeah,
I think they lost a lot of customers, right? Or not even necessarily lose them all,
fees,
but they exactly
they got it from the fees, man.
Exactly, they shared their market dominance, right? By not having that. So it's interesting. Let's jump into some
Scribble time.
Scribble time, man. Favorite time of the show. I love it. Scribble analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at Bitcoin here, our prediction was that this thing was going to stop around that 45k line there.
Yeah.
It moved in that direction, but it's falling further, which is not a problem. Opportunity to buy. What do you think?
Yeah. It blew past that resistance level. 45 was our resistance level. Some people said 4300. 43 was their resistance level.
Right.
Either way, it's there now. Currently at 43. We would need to do so. I think the next resistance level now is that 4200.
Yeah.
At that one on the Fibonacci extension.
Of course.
So based on that, yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna fall some more, just because we're down here right now, and who knows what might happen. What I remember a couple of videos ago, I said I don't want what Elon did to become a thing, right? Feeling like you should be able to just manipulate the markets, especially when it comes to crypto. This is moving based on his actions a lot.
Zoom out, zoom in a little bit, and let's look at some previous dates so that we can see if there's any head or any major resistance around there. So it's the psychological impact right now is that this is a really good bottom. There's a bottom there, there's another bottom there, this is the third bottom. So it should probably most likely go sideways or go up at this bottom. But if it breaks this one right here, it's going to do with the 30,000.
Well, let me ask you this. What happens if Elon sells his crypto, his Bitcoin?
It might be good or bad. Because
I mean, like we said, there is a petition for him. I don't think that there should be a petition for him to sell his stuff. Ultimately, he can do what he does, but when you're a public figure, man,
it's gonna drop big time.
Exactly. I think that's gonna be
30k.
Yeah. Hey, that can happen.
Then we'll just load up more, I guess, at that point. But we don't have institutional money. Apparently, institutional bought about 2 billion worth of shares over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just with that drop alone.
Well, I'm just gonna put a line here for worst case scenario, right? This is worst case scenario. 30k, which it may or may not happen, but boom, we just have that there. Let's jump into Etherum, and then we're going to look at some stocks. My scribble analysis here, man, it's kind of moving almost to the T. at this point in time. I said that was going to be the resistance line before we see a major pullback. As you can see, I have my scribble there. And right now we're moving down. So we'll see what happens. Once it's moved back some more, I'm going to come back and revisit this. And let's see.
I think that green line, that future line, is a good support line. Or that one Fibonacci extension line.
I think so too. I think
support
so too.
line for it to go back up.
So the future line right here. That's what we're looking at. And I'm just gonna make that color a little bit brighter so that we can always all remember that this is what we're looking for.
Big support line.
There we go. Yeah, falling down. We'll wait and see what happens. But around 29, I think that's where that thing is gonna settle, unless it suddenly turns back around. But
let's go back to that old argument that crypto doesn't follow the same pattern of
stocks.
Excuse me, like stocks do.
Yeah.
Because usually it should have bounced off after that 1.618 line over there.
The
one above that. The one above.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
This
it should
one.
have bounced back up after that. But the old issue with Etherum 2.0 and Bitcoin is causing this. It's an additional catalyst that was not planned in the original.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, I was just going strictly on the technicals, and for me, I felt that it was definitely going to come back below that level. So we'll see if it settles here. If it does not settle, worst case scenario is going to be 2100. That would be a good entry point. That's a good entry point. Well, moving on to some stocks, we spoke about AMC a couple days ago. Look at that. That squeeze, sir. The squeeze is coming in. We have a little entry signal there. And the target is about what, $15 it was? But I think it's gonna blow past that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's possible. We don't know what external factors might cause it to go down, but as the country opens up, I think the stock has more potential to grow.
Amazing. So that is on track. We have some shares in there as well, and we're just gonna keep tracking it and see what happens. Do you have any picks for the day?
No, I think this continues to be my pick.
This continues, okay. Same for me. ADA is definitely one I'm extremely bullish on, as well as Shiba Inu. And we'll see what happens to Dogecoin, man. Because right now, Elon, no one knows what Elon is doing. So my Dogecoin is just kind of in the air. Well,
can you look at AMC and Spider real quick to see how that is looking?
That is a good idea. I actually had this pulled up. Oh, dude, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, still holding up.
A lot of bullish signals going on there. Right, and daily chart is just about to take off there with TTM, and it is not overbought on the 2-hour chart. That's interesting. Hey, I think this is going to be an interesting one, man. I'm in it. We'll see what happens. Awesome. All right. Any departing thoughts, sir?
Well, on terrible red days like this, those are days that you have time not to be under too much pressure to buy. I mean, to sell and make profit, but do some more research. This is a good research time to see, okay, what can I get in at this low price? Even if I don't have the money, I can at least throw something at it. And that's what we've been doing. We actually have a couple of stocks that we're looking at right now. We're looking at GTT, we're looking at Fubo TV, we're looking at Volkswagen, we're looking at Paris City, and we're looking at Hertz. Those are some super low price stocks that we're doing more research into before we either add to our positions or get into them.
Hey, I feel very good about Volkswagen on that list especially. Well, that is all we have for you today. Until next time, Che out.
00 out.